Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Welcome to Out Loud and In Progress, where real talk lives, healing happens, and no part of the journey gets left behind. I'm Leyah Sunshine, and around here, we speak on love, grief, friendship, growth, and everything that life throws in the mix. This podcast ain't about being perfect. It's about being real, messy, magical, and still in motion. And sometimes we're going to do some laughing, some learning, but I promise to always be transparent with you and keep it real. So whether you're unfolding, unlearning, or just trying to hold it together, you do not have to do it alone. You can do it with me, Leyah Sunshine. So let's get into it.
Laughing through the lessons, growing real fast. No fake pop, just heart and finesse. Healing ain't linear, but we still say yes. We moving forward, flaws and all. Crying, loving, rising from the fall. This ain't polish, it's process, baby. But we keep showing up, even when it's shaky out. And in progress, talking through the problems to press. From love to life, we unpacking the stress with good vibes, big laughs, say less. What?
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Out Loud and In Progress podcast. And I'm your host, Leyah Sunshine. So let's be honest. The algorithm, or what we like to call social media, knows you better than some of your friends. It knows when you're bored, when you're feeling yourself, when you're lonely, when you're mad, when you're in a good mood, and sometimes all of the above. And it doesn't just sit back and watch quietly. It serves you content to keep you there or to push you into another feeling entirely. You might log on just to check your notifications, and the next thing you know, you're questioning your career because you saw a post about someone making six figures in a tropical island paradise. Or maybe you were fine with your body until the algorithm decided you needed 5 straight days of fitness influencer reels. Social media doesn't just connect us. It shapes our moods, our choices, and how we see ourselves in relationships, friendships, at work, in our families, and even in moments of grief. Because sometimes it's not you, it's not them. It's the algorithm steering the whole thing. One of the biggest things social media does is turn everybody's life into a highlight reel. We see vacations, the promotions, the smiling kids on the first day of school, which, by the way, I do and I also love to see. And we start comparing that to our real lives. The messy kitchen, the bad hair day, the weeks where nothing feels exciting. And it's easy to forget that you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's best take. And the algorithm loves to keep feeding you more of whatever gets a reaction. So if you click on that one perfect life post, guess what? Now you're getting 20 more just like it. And that's a perfect discussion because going back to the first day of school pics, I post one every year for my kids. And because I post one, I keep seeing many more back to school pics. And the more you actually like, heart, or react to, comment to, the more you will see. So the things that you interact with online. And to be honest with you, now the way that it works, you don't even have to necessarily like, comment, or react to it. It can tell if you slow down on that post or click to see that picture bigger. It knows you're interested in that and it'll keep showing you that content. So be careful what you feed into. I try not to compare myself to what I see on social media because I do understand that that is someone's best take. It probably took them 5 pictures just to get that special picture. And that's fine because honestly, I'm like that too. I may take a few and pick the best. I can see outside of that and understand people's lives and situations are way more complex than just that picture you see. I know that mine is the same. So that's how I look at it. Nobody's life is perfect, but it is good when you see those special moments and can smile at those special moments in someone else's life and also in yours. Have you ever seen a post and started questioning your whole life? If so, what was it? Take a moment to think about it. Social media also changes how we deal with disagreements. Instead of talking to people directly, we air things out through vague posts, comments, or shares. And the audience, the algorithm, rewards that. The more drama, the more it shows people. Not just relationships. Think about workplace drama or family disagreements. Someone posts a passive aggressive status, and now you're pulled into a conversation that could have been handled easily offline. And the problem is, when you know people are watching, the goal shifts from solving the problem to proving a point. I am guilty in getting caught in a Facebook war once in my life. Someone posted a vague post, and I knew that this post was about me. I ignored the first one, and they did it again. I commented really nice on that post. It wasn't rude, and that person fired back to me, and that's when it got really nasty. After that, I told myself, I have to be the bigger person. I have to be the mature person. Even if I see something on Facebook that I think is about me, it's okay. If they don't bring it directly to me, then it's not meant for me and I won't bother myself with worrying about it. There's no need to stress about something that someone didn't bring directly to me. If they're not mature or grown enough to have that adult conversation with me, then it's not that important to me at all. And maybe it's not even important to that person. They just might want to just put it out there to get it off their chest. And guess what? They have every right to post their vague posts. As for me, I'm not getting into that anymore. I have so much more to worry about, a job to worry about. I have family. I have my own image to even think about. And so I just don't trouble myself anymore. I read them, I chuckle, and I keep going. Even if it's somebody else getting into like some messy mess, I don't comment on it. I just look at it like, oh, okay, it's getting juicy over here, and I keep it moving. I do not post on negative posts. I do not feed into negative posts. I just don't want any involvement in that at all whatsoever. So, have you ever seen an online post and knew exactly who it was about? Did you comment or did you just sip your tea? So, this one for me, it hits really heavy. It's how social media handles death. We've all seen it. Someone passes away, and before the family even has time to process it, here comes the Facebook post. No call, no check ins with family first, just a RIP post with a picture. And sometimes it's a RIP post without a picture. The family finds out from the post, which is heartbreaking and devastating. And in the comments, people say things without thinking. Maybe they share personal details about how the person passed, or they write messages that are more about them than the family. They might not realize it, but those comments can be like salt pouring in an open wound. We forget that behind every post, there are people, a mother, a child, a sibling, scrolling through and reading every single thing possibly. And sometimes those words stay with them forever, sometimes for years. So you have to be very, very, very careful about what you post, especially in that death realm. You don't want to post details about someone's family when they don't even know themselves. Try to take into consideration the people that are very close to them and how you would feel if you saw that on social media. I'll flip it from death. Let's talk about someone in your community that committed a crime. They might have killed someone or something like that. Now, from the outside looking in, of course, there may be family members that say something on that post because they're hurting. But to be someone that's outside of that situation and you post negative things about that person on that post, we have to understand that even though they may have committed something that was heinous, that was wrong, they also have family too. And that family may be hurting as a result of what they did. So even though what they did may have been terrible, they hurt someone and they shouldn't have. Sometimes not always saying what you feel for the public is the best thing. Sometimes we have to think, does our opinion really mean much of anything at all? What does our opinion do to help foster and move forward in a positive light? If it doesn't, why do we even post it at all? So, what's your rule about posting someone when they pass away? Do you reach out to the family first? Do you wait for the family to post first before you say something? Or do you just post? Now let's talk about how social media influencing algorithm affects how we see ourselves. Likes, hearts, and comments can turn into a measuring stick for self-worth. You start thinking, if people don't engage with my posts, maybe I'm not interesting. Maybe I'm not that attractive. And trends can be just as dangerous. One week is a new diet, the next is a financial hustle, then it's a political hot take. The algorithm pushes whatever's trending, not what's necessarily true or healthy. Before you know it, you're making decisions about your body, your money, your opinions, not based on what you believe or what you may have studied or researched, but based on what's been fed to you for weeks. I'm not necessarily the one to follow a trend when it comes down to how I run my life or how I look or my body image. Of course, I've struggled with weight for most of my life. And I've come to the point now where I am who I am, and there are people that love me for who I am. So that's okay. And those that don't, it's okay. They can feel exactly how they feel, but it's not about how they feel. It's about how I feel and how I want to live. So I'm totally over that. I'm not really into like diet fads or trends. One beauty trend I did buy off of TikTok, which was the lip liner that stays on longer. I love like a black line with clear lip gloss when I go out or do something. And I normally put the black lipstick around. But when I saw that, the liner you put on and you just peel it off and it stays on for hours, I was sold. So I did buy that. That was a big trend on TikTok, and I fell into that trap. Another trap I fall into for sure are recipes that people make on TikTok. If it's a viral recipe and it looks good, I'm gonna try it. Matter of fact, I just did one before this podcast. I cooked some dumplings, and it was viral dumplings on TikTok, and I altered it because we don't have a Trader Joe's here. I altered the ingredients for Walmart and Aldi. So if you wanna check out the recipe, you can go to my TikTok or Facebook and check it out. It was absolutely delicious, and I'm not just saying that. I'm not just tooting my own horn. My kids are the biggest critics, and they said it was delicious, so go check it out. But I do fall into those things. And sometimes, being that I'm a social media manager and also a digital creator, sometimes I fall into, wow, people aren't liking my posts. People aren't sharing my posts. What am I doing incorrectly? What should I do differently? And I try to tweak my craft, but it's only because I'm trying to become a better content creator and not necessarily because I feel bad about myself internally because I don't get the quality shares, likes, and comments that I feel I should get. So that's a totally different thing, but you definitely should not find your self-worth in how many likes you get. You post it because you wanna post it, because you wanna share it, and because you feel good about it. So don't worry about that. You keep doing what you do, boo, and be positive and spread your light out there for others to see. Has the algorithm ever made you feel like you wanted to buy something, believe something, or even try something, and later thought, "Why did I even do that?" Now, listen, we've talked about a lot of negatives, but if we talk about the negatives, we got to be real too. Social media has its blessings too. It connects us across time and distance. Some folks have found long lost family members or reconnected with childhood friends that they thought they'd never see again. One post, one share, and suddenly you're rebuilding a relationship you thought was gone forever. And I'm in a lot of those groups, and people really help people reconnect with those long lost friends and relatives. They help find their fathers, their mothers, friends they had in school, siblings, and it's a beautiful thing. So that is a great part of social media. It builds community, whether it's a Facebook group for single parents, a TikTok for artists, or even a Discord. You can find people who get you, support you, and remind you that you are not alone. And I'm in a lot of those groups too. Groups for just about everything, groups for podcasters, groups for crocheters. You will find your people and your family in a Facebook group, that's for sure. And social media also inspires us. How many times have you seen a post that made you laugh when you were down, taught you a skill that you didn't know you had, or gave you hope at the right time? And that is my story just about every day. I am bound to find a TikTok that I scroll that tells me I'm awesome, I'm great, I can do anything, I'm wonderful, or a TikTok to say, "Sis, you need to relax, calm down, do something for yourself. You do stuff for so many people, you need to do something for you." Or I see a scroll that says, my sign, Taurus, Taurus are powerful, Tauruses are this and that and that, and it reads me and tell me about myself. I can honestly say that social media for me is more good than it does harm, but it's all in the way you use it and also the way you see it. So yes, the algorithm can be messy, but it can also bring love, laughter, and healing. I had an experience where I reconnected with a childhood friend. I'm originally from Philadelphia, and I had a childhood friend. We went to middle school together. We shared a bond of singing. I used to go over his house, used to come over my house, and we just had a really good time. He found me on Facebook. And I was so ecstatic. I knew who they were the minute they messaged me because the face still looked so familiar. So, again, Facebook can reconnect people for sure. So, let's take the control back, y'all. What do we do about it? Pause before you post, especially with sensitive topics like death, conflict, or deeply personal information. Ask yourself, is this my news to share? Before you post and you're upset, think about, will I regret saying this? Will I regret putting this out into the atmosphere because I just feel angry right now? Just take a minute, pause, breathe, and think about those questions and then make the decision. You also need to set boundaries. Decide what's for you and what's for the internet. And baby, let me tell you, people, I may not unfriend them, but I stop them from showing up in my feed if they're constantly sharing negative things that will bring my spirit down. Okay. I will so quickly hide them from my feed because I need my feed filled with things that keep me going and uplift me and inform me in a good way. I have also stopped posts from coming on my feed, not from friends, but just random posts, because sometimes that happens too, that are negative. I say, I don't want to see this. I push the little dots, don't want to see this again. And then it doesn't show up. So I control my feed and what I see and what I feed into myself. Remember that the audience isn't always your friend. Algorithms are built for engagement, not your peace. Okay? Trust me, I understand. When I'm getting too much, I cut it off. I cut it off for the rest of the day. I may pick it back up tomorrow. I use social media as a tool. I don't take it to heart. And I know that everyone out there is not my friend. Step away when you need to. Sometimes logging off is the most powerful move you can make. Now, what I will say, I do have Facebook friends I know that have logged off for long periods of time. And they feel like that does them good so they can focus and concentrate on the things they need to. For me, that is not my method. I may not get on for a day or half of the day or a few hours, put it down. So you have to choose which one works for you, but don't be afraid to cut yourself off when you need to. When's the last time you took a break from social media? And if you did it help? So just remember, it's the algorithm's job to keep us scrolling, reacting, and comparing. But our job is to remember who we are when the phone is down, and that is the most important. So next time you feel yourself caught up in the drama, the envy, the overthinking, the judging yourself, ask yourself, is this really how I feel? Or is it the algorithm in my timeline, in my feed that wants me to feel this way? Protect your mind. Protect your peace. And please be gentle with each other online. Stop beating each other up. You never know who's reading or how your words might land. Because once you put it out there, you cannot take it back. All right, fam. Well, that's it for today's episode of Out Loud and In Progress. If this one made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it. But don't just share it, talk about it. Let's change the way we move online, one conversation at a time. Thanks for listening, guys. Until next week, bye. Thank you for listening to Out Loud and In Progress with Leyah Sunshine. If you enjoyed our podcast, please follow us on all social media platforms under Out Loud and In Progress. If you would like to make contact with us, you can email us at outloudandinprogress@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. Hope this podcast touched you in some way, shape, or form, and we will see you on the next podcast.